All right. Errol Spence Jr. confirms, apparently, some drama in his camp. And I'm going to give you my thoughts on that now that he has given some signal, that what people are saying about an issue he has with Derrick James is real. And I got to tell you, I'm going to do this. I'm going to look into it and give you my thoughts on it. But I got to tell you, man, I think that there was probably mistakes on both sides of this. Let's talk about that in this video. All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon. In this video, we're going to be in the 154-pound division, where rumors were swirling, but now it seems like it has been confirmed that there is an issue between Errol Spence Jr., the former three-belt holding champion at 147, and his longtime world-renowned trainer, Derrick James. Over the moolah, baby. It's the moolah, baby. And I got to tell you that from the outside looking in, and I knew that there was issues going on. What the issues were are not just one thing. However, to have this confirmed feeds my suspicion, man, that, it's the money, and money causes problems, period. And it seems to me that Errol opened himself up to this, and Derrick James asked for something that he was never going to get. And honestly, man, seems a little bit funny. But before I get into that, let me welcome you back to the channel. If you are new to the channel, please accept my invitation to hit the subscribe button, hit the bell icon so you can be notified of when we release more videos. And if you're a longtime subscriber and supporter of the channel, thank you so much for your continued support. It makes a huge difference to the channel. Thank you. And thank you specifically to Matty Yo. You the man, Matty Yo. All right, so let's do this because, hey, man, people were saying that Errol Spence Jr. did not pay Derrick James money that Derrick James was looking for. And that seems to be that Errol has confirmed that. He did not give Derrick James extra money that Derrick James was asking for. In a tweet where somebody replied to Errol Spence Jr.'s tweet, Errol liked a comment that basically said that Errol did pay Derrick James his purse, his trainer's fee out of his purse, but that Derrick wanted to get a percentage of the pay-per-view, and Errol Spence Jr. was not going to do that. And so Errol told him no. Now, it is not, just so people know, it is not standard to pay a fighter, to pay a trainer out of your pay-per-view, out of the pay-per-view sales. You pay them a percentage of your purse. The bigger your purse is, the more the trainer gets paid. However, if say Errol Spence Jr. got a $10 million purse, Derrick James, according to standard calculations, standard rates, would get 10% of that, which would be $1 million. Say, though, that Errol earns another $10 million through the pay-per-view and the gate. And so now his total purse goes up to $20 million. That amount of money for Derrick James would stay the same, while Errol would get would have wound up making $20 million, $1 million of which has to go to Derrick James. That is the standard protocol for boxers and trainers. I've never heard of a scenario where a trainer who was not also a manager was paid a percentage of the gate and a percentage of the pay-per-view. He's paid just like now the manager, on the other hand, the manager very well may get a percentage of the pay-per-view. The promoter is definitely going to get a percentage of the pay-per-view. They're also going to get paid out of that, but not the trainer, because the trainer is an employee and considered a member of the camp of the fighter. So if Errol Spence Jr. says to Derrick James, no, I'm not paying you out of the pay-per-view, that would tell you that no, that's not something that he would get. Now, what do fighters often do when you get a lot of money in a fight? Well, you may want to tip your hat to the trainer. You may want to give him some extra money because of how much money you made. So if Errol did not do that, then maybe Derrick James got upset about it and says, hey, man, I need some. Man, you made way more money than you usually did. You're not going to contribute. I don't get anything extra out of that. Now, I can understand why Derrick would feel a certain way about that. Definitely understand why he would feel a certain way about that. When you're an employee and your company does well, you think you may be able to get a bonus, right? Hey, man, we exceeded what we usually do. There's, no Christmas bonus out there. There's nothing, but that's not how, if you have a boss that doesn't want to do that, then, that's just, hey, man, you're just out there. You know what I mean? So I can understand on one hand, Derrick James wanting to get the extra income from the biggest fight that he's trained anybody in, right? A huge fight like that. And if, say, Errol Spence Jr. gave up a certain amount of his purse to get the fight with Terrence Crawford, and then as a consequence, the money for Derrick James goes down, I could understand why he could be frustrated. But again, that's not a responsibility of Errol Spence Jr.'s. Now, on the other hand, Errol could be very well falling a little bit of a victim to the fact that he gave up so much in a negotiation to Terrence Crawford to get that fight done. And now, hey, man, more than one person might start looking at him like, hey, man, that's an easy mark. Or, hey, man, if I just push him hard enough, he'll give in and he'll give me something that otherwise, he originally didn't want to do. He didn't really want to give. And that's kind of a byproduct of having a public negotiation where people now see that if they push on you hard enough, that you may actually acquiesce to some demands that you didn't do ahead of time. However, just looking at this scenario from the outside looking in, I'm not gonna assign any ill will to either one of these guys, right? Because, hey, man, it's both. These guys are not their business. Their relationship has always been business. Their relationship has always been trainer, fighter. It's not his father. If he was, it's not his father. It's not his kids. It's not his wife, right? On either portion, from either aspect of it. But at the end of the day, maybe they get past it, maybe they don't. But I don't think that it is something where this is, it's going to be some big tragedy, right? Derrick James is somebody that has Ryan Garcia. He's got, the ability to train other fighters. He's been in big pay-per-views with Canelo Alvarez and Jermell Charlo last year. He'll get other fighters. He'll get other opportunities. Errol, on the other hand, who knows? Because if Errol doesn't fight again, that's the last big payday. That might be the very last big payday of his life. And he has to maintain with that if he doesn't get back out there and get another opportunity to fight on that stage again. So anyway, that's my take on the matter. Please let me know what you think in the comment section. And with that, I'm out. Deuces.